Greetings everyone, I am Lotus Prince, and for this Let's Play we are going to tackle a new Penumbra game, which is quite interesting. This one was a Patreon request selected by Kyle Donovan, so it's a viewer's choice, and what is this? Well, a long time ago on my channel I played the Penumbra collection as separate Let's Plays. There's Penumbra Overture, Black Plague, and Requiem. Overture and Black Plague started and continued a horror adventure where you're trapped in this situation and there are monsters who look like they may be humans turned into weird zombie things. How spooky. And then Requiem happened and it felt more thematic than actual. It was a lot of puzzle solving, but it was pretty much just puzzle solving and it had a different feel to it. What we are going to do is instead go off of the events of Black Plague and continue our adventure in Penumbra Necrologue. And the game is more advanced, and because it's a mod, we're not going to be playing off of the actual Penumbra build or engine or whatever you call it. We're actually going to be using a baseline of Amnesia Dark Descent. That's where they built their environments and everything like that. But we're going to deal with characters whom you may remember. Certain voices and names. I don't think it's the same voice actors as in the original games, but they capture their essence. So where does this go? What happens if we were actually to continue the adventure in a more traditional way? Well, I guess we are just going to have to find out. Let's go crazy. Frictional games. Counter-current games. I've already set up a profile, so we'll go with that. And I'll do a new game. And only you decide what to do with this story. To consider it ravings of a madman, or a horrible fate of a friend. Fate that you wouldn't wish on your enemy. Penumbra Necrologue.
Everyone can plan one step ahead, but it does not mean that everything happens the way you've predicted. I expected to find my father, to learn all his secrets, but I was too late. With my own hands, I killed all of my friends. I did not even get to see them. Only the annoying, duplicitous voice never left me, always irritating the unhealed wounds of my soul. And finally, I found a way to destroy it, but even that was not the end. Tungate is the reason for everything that has happened to me. It showed me its world and started to trust me, but I betrayed it. It was yet another of my mistakes. Surviving all this miraculously did make me lose my mind, but now I feel like I'm going insane after all.
Monkey! Monkey! Monkey, are you there? You finally woke up. You're probably a little surprised that I'm back in your head. I'll say you frankly, if I do something other than what you want, it isn't because I want to kill you. Yeah, I keep saying that you're too stupid to live because you're a brainless amoeba. But hey, think for yourself. If I wanted to kill you, I would do it as easy as I did with your blithering friend Swanson. Don't you forget that I'm in control of your senses? And now listen carefully. I am sick of sitting in your loggy head. Now I still prefer to go forward, not sit still. Go ahead, monkey.
And we're playing. Is that another challenge? And then here's old school save. Am I alive? Or is it a dream? Fair question. Inventory, we got nothing. Notebook. Inexplicably, it seems to have survived this ordeal better than I have. Nothing in the notes, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. To-do list, mysterious scrawlings. I guess it's fine. Alright. Oh, hello. It does not give any light anymore. But... flashlight! Now I have battery power. This should be a good help in darker areas. Fair enough. Nothing.
Oh my god. I'm so glad you're alive. I didn't hear a word from you for a whole day. Or so. I'm so glad you're alright. Sorry, but I have to move constantly. That's why we haven't met yet. By the way, it turns out that I'm not infected. I left a note for you back then. It was so silly of me. I'm sorry. And yes, a notification from the main core of the shelter yesterday came on my computer. Well, on the computer which is near me. It appears that someone summoned some kind of expedition, and they're searching for survivors right now. They're sending a signal to all computers in the station, to people like me and you. Don't lose hope, and immediately move to them. So, I hope very much that we'll finally meet, and then I'm going to kiss you. Good luck. I'm sure it helped you before.
Actually, your eyes are not deceiving you. Either you believe me or not. Yes, I've played a little with you, but only at the very end. And if I did this at the beginning, we both wouldn't be here now, would we? So take my word for it. It is a great pleasure to see how you're suffering and writhing in pain. But I don't want to disappear just because of your stupid monkey can't understand simple jokes.
Yeah, this is a major callback to the second Penumbra game. We're presumably the same guy. We still have the voice in our head, Clarence. That woman on the computer was the one who wanted to give us a hug, but then we killed her because Clarence messed with our vision and made it look like she was a zombie. But maybe she's alive? This is a fan-made follow-up, so maybe things have changed, and that also explains why the voices are different. My head keeps spinning. Where did Clarence come from? Is Amabel really alive? These questions are stuck in my mind. There's only one thing that is perfectly clear. I'm alive, and I've got a chance for salvation.
So, based on the fact that you're infected and I'm the most reasonable person here, I can surely say this corridor's changed a bit. Let's play. You find the way without my help, and I'll give you a shiny penny.
Okay. Clarence? Yeah, this place is creepy. Batteries. Fully charged batteries. Now that's better. Chemical laboratory on the left, kennel on the right. Alright, here we go. We are here. So we came from the examination area. We're going toward the chemical research lab, it looks like. Otherwise, there's the south exit, the kennel, and then up here, the research facility. So we have our options. I'm always so bad at opening doors in these games. Oh, great. I don't know where it's better, here or at the surface. That's a whole thing with stairs. But it is a dead end, which I guess is good. Really? What is this, Looney Tunes? I'm on the upper right now. More batteries. Ugh, I'm bad at doors. But it looks like we have a broom closet with an actual broom in it. We have a note. The foreword. My name is Walton Raleigh. Until now I have been dutifully doing my job despite the risk and danger. I haven't managed to get far away, and all that's left for me is to hide in my apartment. I worked in the examination room. My task was to study the organisms which were found during the expeditions. The horror began with the infection outbreak the day we opened the Turngate tomb. At first they brought me a couple of dogs which were found in the old iron shafts during an expedition to search for a new passage to the tomb. After examining them, I found that they were subjected to some sort of mutation. Everything looked so unusual that I could not determine the cause right away. After a while, the infection passed on to humans. Our small community, which had been united by one goal which took decades, fell apart entirely in a few months. This nightmare lasted about 6 months and is still going on today. One day, they brought me a corpse of an infected human. I was told that I had to study it and find an antidote. It was the first time I saw this monster with my own eyes. During the examination, I made recordings and took photos. I studied the blood structure of the infected, which gave me the first lead to finding the antidote. Even after a couple of weeks, I still couldn't get used to the presence of that corpse next to me, and it got more and more terrified each day. And another fact shocked me. The body of the infected didn't seem to degenerate, it only changed skin color. After another couple of weeks, I developed a formula, but it was too late. Almost all members of the staff were either dead or turned into these monsters. My 2 colleagues were the last living people I saw today. They decided to go to the generator room and hide there. I don't know what happened to them. I collected all the supplies I could find and decided to lock myself in my apartment. For the past few weeks, I've been sitting in this room and listening to the frightening silence. Day 16. It's impossible. I heard footsteps in the hallway and they didn't sound like the steps of an infected. I've learned to be very careful these last weeks, but maybe this time I was too careful. I might have lost my chance to find a survivor. Day 17. I heard a noise again. This time I thought it was coming from the examination room. It sounded like a large number of living beings had gathered there. I don't know for sure if I'm right, but it looks like this is my chance to escape. I might even find my colleagues in the generator room if they're still alive. If I'm staying here, I'm going to die anyway, either from starvation or from the clutches of those monsters. I will gather up my strength and make a run for it. And that is Survivor's Note. Okay, there's something. Creepy picture of an infected. Research of the virus. Painkillers. Pain is subjective. Painkillers make it more so. That's pretty intense. It's locked. Oh, we've looped. Nothing much going on here. A really old diesel generator. Surprisingly, it still works. Kennel, maybe? I hear the dogs. Nothing going on here. Whoa, whoa. Damn. Dogs were enemies in the first game. That actually really got me. We gotta save. Nothing in the bathroom, it seems. A cassette. Alfred number 5. This place is freaky, although it looks like I've been this way. It's off-putting that there's just a comfy chair in a corner, like, of this. Research room. Nothing. There's a save. One cannot die twice. Speak for yourself, man. I played Sekiro. Wait a minute. I can't believe my eyes. This was at the end of Penumbra 2, where this woman was coming to give me a hug. This was that woman on the computer at the beginning. But oh no, she looked like an infected because Clarence messed with my vision and I dropped this thing in her head. But maybe she really is alive and maybe this really was just a zombie? If that's the case, I guess this is a retcon because that was a miserable ending. More batteries, I'll take those. The funny thing is, though, after all this, There's exactly one item I'm looking for, and I haven't found it. Through this whole search, through this facility. Did Amabel write this? What have we done? Apparently the item I'm looking for is randomly placed. So I just gotta hope I find it. We're back out in the hallway. I am concerned though, because I need that one item. It's literally the only thing I need to actually deal with this place. Oh. Well, there it is. A hook with a rope. Can take a heavy load. Well, that was opportune. I gave this game a bit of a test run earlier to see if everything would run and record properly, and the hook with the rope was the first item I found, so I was getting nervous that I couldn't find it already. I'm looking for another hole in a wall. Okay, this is where I started. This can be good. I'll just sweep the perimeter. Is this it? Hopefully it's not the same hole in the wall. Guess I'll have to find out. Oh, we got it. That's less than good. I'll tell you this, in my first attempt, I climbed out the other hole in the wall, and I just neatly climbed down to a scaffold and walked to where I needed to go, and that was the end of that. But this time I fell. Painkillers. I'm looking better now. Day 1. Damn. From what height did I fall? My leg swelled up. I think it's broken. I can't walk, and a couple of my ribs are broken. I fell from a cliff while bypassing the area. There was a terrible storm, and it seems I was blown off due to the wind. I can't remember well. A ladder is lying nearby. It obviously has fallen here the same way as I have. If I could put it upwards, I'd probably be able to get out of here, but it's frozen to the ground. I don't even have the strength to crawl to it. Day 2. It's extremely cold today. I can barely feel my limbs. Out of despair, I've started looking for positive things. The pain is reduced, and because of the slow blood circulation, my leg isn't swelling up so fast. It's very hard to write. My hands are shaking. The situation with my face is very bad. I can't even open my mouth. Day 3. I've gathered all my strength and crawled into a corner. You know, this is the second time I've seen strength typed with an HT. Either that's a typo coincidence or they're just misspelling it. There's a patch of thin ice in the wall. If only I could break it. Perhaps I would not feel so cold. I cried, and during this fit of hysteria, my lips got disjoined. I could feel the blood on them. I had to eat the beef jerky that I was keeping for Cheryl. I used to visit him in the kennel. My loyal friend. I'm wasting my life in such a foolish way. I left my mother and my sick father for this job on this damned station. I'm so sorry, my dears. I just wanted what was best for you. I love you. Benjamin.
I can see compassion in you. You could take his place right now. You look nicely together.
Benjamin's last words. Poor guy. The backpack's empty except a couple of painkiller pills. Yeah, cool. Now where am I actually going? I see the ladder that he couldn't do anything with. Oh, okay. Yeah, my first trip was definitely easier. I climbed down a rope, I landed on the next level down, and I walked into a door. Easiest thing in the world. That is not what's happening this time. It's getting deeper and deeper. At some moment I've started to think that this facility is endless. My hope began to fade. I found myself where I've never been before. Whatever awaits me there remains to be seen. And we're in. And nothing has changed with my inventory. We have a save, I'll take that. Oh. That's less than good. Batteries. A capacitor. This is the rusty capacitor. The letters on it say, Made in China, 1988. Curious. More painkillers. A cable. A long cable. Nothing happens. A wire. A rusty wire. I'm trying to open the door more. There we go. Well, I could see in here. Entry 1. The news of the epidemic reached me at my workplace. Fortunately, all these horrible things are happening at the top, and it's unlikely to affect any of the technical facilities at the lower levels, like this one. The collector is the only place where I could feel relatively safe. There's heat in here as well as electricity and the required amount of drinking water. The residential sector can be reached through a network of sewer tunnels, but the infection most likely has already affected it. I leave this refuge only to replenish my supplies. All this time, I have never seen a normal human being. I'll have to find some communicating device like a radio receiver. Entry 2. Finally got it! The radio is exactly what I needed to finally contact someone. I had to get into the infected area, but it was worth it. Also, I grabbed a few components for it because it was faulty. I have to take a break and begin repairs. 3. A couple of hours have passed. I don't know the reason, but my condition leaves much to be desired. I feel extremely dizzy, and it's hard to think. I had already been having small bouts of sickness, but I thought it was just fatigue. But when I took off my shirt, I found strange spots on my body. It looks like I've been infected too. Itchy tasty? Worker's note. By the way, for the record, if I had just taken the path, I think I would have been in this door. Yeah, I would have come through here instead. So no big deal, we've met up. Otherwise, rosin. As far as I know, rosin is used in soldering and adhesion. A soldering iron. The soldering iron is a handheld tool used for heating and melting components during soldering. Well, you know what? Boom. Now I can solder! Yay! Now, whatever I press, the radio still doesn't work. Yeah, well, about that. Cable. Christ, what am I thinking? Yeah. Cable. Capacitor. Wire. Solder.
What? What? Did it work? Hooray! I managed to do it. I hope they will not find about it sooner than needed. Philip, hi. Brace your companion, who, despite all the hardship, does not break the thread of friendship. Just do not worry and do not drown in your own poop. You've helped me twice, and I will not deny you my help, my friend. You can think of me as your guardian angel, saving you from the clutches of demons and reapers of justice. Your gases are circulating like the juice inside trunk of consciousness, and the shadows are taking roots in its foundations. But I'm sorry, I cannot talk very long. I've only got 3 minutes to get out of here. Goodbye, pal.
That was Red from the first game.
Hey, can anyone hear me? We've come to save you. We found that someone survived on the station. We'll try to fight for your lives. My name is Julia Kwan. I'm an operator, and I'll report you of our movements whenever I can. Stay in touch.
Oh, I can see your words gently tickling your ears. But wait, don't you think that you've gotten yourself in a very stupid situation? You've got a virus inside you which can make everything out of you. And you decided to go to your fellow apes. Do you want them to scare them away? And don't you afraid to be tied and thrown on the operating table and I'm starting to mess around with your brains till they understand that they were wasting their precious time on you? They'll do it. And I take care of it if you suddenly forget that the Uncle Clarence prefers to live away from the menageries with foolish, undisciplined macaques.
Oh, damn. Was that an amazing coincidence, or can he do that? I'm gonna go save. Now, Jayla Kwan, I think that's a new character for this, so we'll see what comes of that. But otherwise, I'll concentrate on maintaining my supercomputer. An article about supercomputer exploitation, nothing useful. Oh well. But for now, it is time to stop the installment. Well, we certainly made a lot of progress today, didn't we? We got out of the examination room that we apparently started in, and realized that things are not quite how we remember from the second Penumbra game. Possibly good news, we might be able to actually meet up with these people that we were pretty sure we'd killed. We crushed the woman, and Red? Didn't we burn him alive? But maybe things are okay after all. Who knows where this is going to go? Until next time, everyone.